All right. What's up, y'all? I just wanted to jump on today and share a little message with you guys because I actually want to take this message and tell you why I haven't been sharing messages lately. And honestly, it's because I haven't been able to come up with anything creative. Like, I honestly feel like my creativity has taken a little bit of a halt right now, and I'm trying to find ways to stay creative and to be inspired. And so I started doing some different things. I started running again, which is, I'm not a runner, but I just find so much feeling good with doing something that I know is good for me, but I don't necessarily enjoy, and getting over that mental block of that, I can't do it, my back hurts, my knees hurt, I'm not a runner, I'm not this, I'm not that, and going out and doing it and completing it makes me feel good. So I've been running every single day, and I plan to continue to do that. But I'm not a long distance runner, so I don't know how far I'm running, but I get out there and I run because that's what matters. It's the action and the feeling that I get, and the momentum that I get in my mental state from going out and running, not about how far I run or how fast I do it or how much I compete. And I was running today and I was thinking about my fastest mile, because I'm not a distance runner, and it was when I was in 8th grade. I ran a little bit under a 6-minute mile, and I was thinking about that moment in my life, and I remembered I was doing some weird teenager stuff, and I decided that time that I ran, I was going to keep my head down the entire time. So I took the inside lane. I'll never forget it. I literally stared at my feet in the line in front of me all 4 laps. And when I finished, I didn't even know I was about to finish. I was on my going on my 5th lap, and the gym teacher had already stopped my time and wrote it down. And I was kept running, and he didn't stop me because he had so many other kids that he was worried about. He's like, okay, I'll just let him run. But that was the fastest time I ever got. And I realized it's because I literally ran my race. I didn't get distracted. I didn't worry about what the other kids were doing next to me, and that kids that didn't want to be there, and they were complaining and they were moaning and groaning, and the bell was going off, and kids were going to different classes, and so was talking about this, and so was talking about that. I ran my race. I kept my head down. I ran my race, and I didn't get distracted. And right now, we are being fed on a very, very large scale a lot of distraction. Like, this isn't about my opinion on anything that's going on right now, because I don't stand on either side. I stand in the middle of every opinion. I'm not pro anything, and I'm not con anything. I'm not anti anything. I'm not I just want to tell you guys to be conscious of how much news and how much media and how much ads you are consuming right now, and what it's doing to your goals, because distraction is detrimental to any type of success. The fastest way to get somewhere is a straight line. It's not to stop and check out what somebody else is doing. It's not to stop and worry about what so-and-so's saying. It's not to stop and worry about who's got what car or how much money Kim Kardashian has or whatever. Like, there are so many things that are meant to distract us. Every single thing that's coming up on social media is meant to stir the pot or to sell you something. And if you think I'm wrong, go ahead and look at your phone right now. Everything that's online right now is either stirring something up or wanting you to buy something. People don't understand that companies and big corporations and politicians and people that want you on their team, that don't know you, that aren't personal with you, that aren't genuine with you, they are willing to tap into your emotions and your triggers and things that you fear and things that make you happy and things that you love in order to get your business and your vote. And right now, there is so much of that going on. That's why my creativity has been dulled. Because every time I open my phone, I don't see positive things. I have set up my Instagram to follow people that motivate me, that stunt, that ride motorcycles, and that do photography and videography, and that do YouTube, and that's it. Anyone that posts anything negative, you get an unfollow from me right away. And if you post anything negative on any of my social media sites, you get a block right away. I don't argue with people at all. I'm not gonna waste my energy on arguing with somebody. So stop getting distracted, because this is what they want. This is what the big corporations want. This is what positivity trumps everything. Like, whatever you focus on, have you ever in your life done something and say, well, I think I can do it. Yeah, sure, whatever. And done it? No, absolutely not. Like, you can't get somewhere without being positive. So what makes you think that all this distraction, all this negativity is going to get you anywhere? Like, you have to run your own race. Stay in your lane. Keep your head down and keep running. Because at the end of the day, all of this arguing, all of this back and forth, all of this, the votes can matter, right? The petitions can matter. Those kind of things matter. But you posting something and arguing in your comments on social media, that's eating up your day that you spend away from, one, your goals, your dreams, your family, your husband, your wife, or anybody else, or anything else that's important to you, that's not producing for yourself and for your family and for your brand, and to be 100% just keep it real with me, your bank account. Like, I have never ever once gotten a check from arguing with somebody on social media. I have never ever once gotten paid because I was worried about what somebody else said. It's not going to happen. It is not going to happen. We need to find a balance right now in staying focused on what we want. Because where your focus goes, I know you guys have heard it, where your focus goes, your energy flows. Anything that you've ever accomplished in your life, anything that you've ever wanted, you put in your focus and your effort and your time and your energy and your action to it. So right now, are you focused on something that is good for yourself, for your family, for your legacy, and for humanity? Or are you focused on negative and jumping in on conversations? Because I can tell you right now, a lot of people are using these arguments and these posts and these things as a distraction to what they really need to be working on and what they really need to be fixing. So you can go out and I can just be ready to argue with somebody. I can post something and I can refresh because I hope somebody says something stupid. I hope they do. Because guess what? When you get home to your spouse, when you get home with yourself and you're by yourself and you're in a bad mood and you take it out on your kid and you take it out on your wife, guess what? It's no longer your fault because that lady pissed me off at the grocery store because she said I should be wearing a mask. You didn't see what so-and-so, you don't check my Instagram, you didn't see what that dude said to me in the comments, that's why I'm mad, that's why I'm pissed off. It's not. Nobody can take your inner peace. It's something that is built within, and nobody can take from you what you don't allow them to take from you. So if you are handing out your inner peace and your peace that you're supposed to bring to your home, to yourself and your family and everyone around you, if you're handing that out to some lady at the grocery store that says something to you, if you're handing that out because somebody said that they don't care about the protests or Black Lives Matter or whatever else is going on right now, or police brutality, or if you are just handing out all of your good inner peace to people that you don't know, that don't serve you, don't invest in you, and again, don't pay you, why wouldn't we save this good? And it's okay to have an opinion. And when it's okay for you to have your opinion, you need to understand that it's okay for somebody else to have their own opinion as well. And it doesn't need to be argued. And that's what we need to focus on, is that opinions don't need to be argued. They can be recognized, not argued. I recognize your opinion. I see you. I hear you. I hear exactly where you're coming from. I'm sorry you've had that experience. And I would hope that someone would do the same thing for you, because that's where unity comes from. Not from you posting something you know is going to be controversial because you saw it, and then you can go and argue with something because you hope someone says something stupid. And remember that these articles and these posts and these videos are chopped and written for division and argument. I'm a video editor. I know how they do it, and I know what they're doing. Make sure, if you care to do something and if you care to post something, make sure you do your research. Because all you're going to do is continue your own self-destruction on your inner peace by going out and posting something that's not the full truth, and then you have to argue with someone that does know the truth, or someone that saw something different, and then you have 2 or 3, 4 different arguments going on in your posts and your stories, and the next thing you know, guess what? You spent 8 hours on your phone. The average American is spending upwards of 8 hours on their phone during the pandemic. 8 hours. Could you imagine what you could do with 8 hours of your life? What you could build for yourself, what you could build for your family, whatever dream you have right now if you're not working, but we're spending it on our phones, keyboard fighting. Instead of figuring out a way for us to come together and for us to have unity and us to stop all this, we're getting distracted. And the best thing I can do to wrap up this message, and the best thing I can say for you guys, is that people, honestly, the good people, the people that are doing what they love to do for their life, the people that are accomplishing their dreams and accomplishing their goals, they don't care what you have to say. And I'm sorry. Like, they're out putting in work. I'm sure they have their opinions. And I value their opinion, and I value your opinion. Because I have talked to everybody on every single side of the coin, and I haven't argued with one person at all. I have not argued with one person about coronavirus, about protests, about anything. Because I respect the fact that everyone can have their own opinion, because I know if I act in unity, that's what will come for me. It might not come for you. It might not come for the world in general, but I know it will come for me. The best thing you can do is to respect and value somebody else's opinion and stay busy on your grind. Stay busy working on yourself. The work shows for itself. Nobody needs to know your opinion because they'll know. Because you put in the work. Nobody needs to know what you have going on. Nobody needs to know how much money you have. Nobody needs to know what you're doing, what you're like. I've literally have so many things in the works right now, and I'm honestly feeling so overwhelmed and so stressed because I feel so distracted, and I feel like all this pressure of, I need to know what's going on right now with the protests and with coronavirus and what's next. It's like, honestly, anything of what's next with anything in the world right now is not in my hands or your hands. And you have to trust that. As unfortunate as it sounds, it has given me so much anxiety. I have heart-pounding anxiety at night, knowing that I have so much responsibility coming up for me. I have a child on the way. I'm trying to build a business. I don't want to work for somebody anymore. I don't. And it's not a diss to anybody that does at all, because it's not for everybody. And I realize that, because even in my small little area of my business that I'm trying to create right now, it's so stressful. And I get so worked up and I get so caught up in this because I'm like, well, I need to check my phone because I need to know what's going on. Like, I need to know what so-and-so is doing. I need to know who's doing what. And I need to know, what's happening tomorrow. It's not in our hands. And all we need to know is that we can't do anything about it but take care of ourselves and take care of our own. Whatever you believe in, whatever you think is a good representation of a human being, that serves and does well for others, then do that. And bump the rest. Like, don't worry about what anybody says about what you're doing or how you think. Respect them and respect yourself. And I'll leave you guys with that. And thank you for tuning in.